What is up, guys? So we're going to be talking about how to master URGOT in 5 minutes. So the first thing that we're going to go over is we're going to go over your room pages specifically. You're going to be wanting to take Fleet, this page you see here, um, for poke-up matchups or just scaling matchups. PTA and bone plating is going to be for more aggressive lanes, more aggressive matchups. Outside of that, what you're going to be looking to do is you're going to be looking to get E first, level 1. Your level 1 with URGOT can be very strong because of your passive and because of your E, giving you the shield and then giving your passive and CC. It's one of those abilities that if you land at level 1, it's very, very hard for people to trade back to you and have a losing trade, so it can give you a lot of pressure early. So the important thing to know about URGOT's levels is that level 1 you're good, level 3 you're okay, and then you're pretty weak until level 6 when you get your ult. Your ult is a very, very big ability for slow and execute, but low health. So we'll talk through his abilities real quick. Q, Urgot fires an explosive charge, dealing damage and slowing for 45%. This scales to 50%, 55%, 60%. A lot of people will put a second point in this before they will actually put a second point into their E, just because it is a much larger scaling amount than the cooldown reduction and the shield amount with your E. So it can give you a big advantage in lane, and it also gives you a lot more damage. 25 damage to 70 damage specifically is pretty large. So your Q, Corrosive Charge, Urgot explodes, dealing 84 physical damage and slowing by 45% for 1.52 seconds. Every time you hit somebody with your Q or your E, your W will Urgot's other abilities mark the last champion for 5 seconds. This is his passive with his W. So then when you toggle your W, it will only hit them. It won't hit the minions that are closest. So landing your Q and E is important. Urgot fires his chain gun 3 times a second, and then he also loses movement speed and loses 125 movement speed, but he also gets 40% slow resistance. So it's good to use your W actually to toggle to stop slows, and then you can toggle it off to get your to get your movement speed back. Now, important thing is, as you can see here, the shots apply on hit effects at 50% damage and they cannot critically strike, right? So a lot of what you'll see Urgot players do is they will let me level up real quick here and I will show you guys. You will see them toggle their W on and off. Now, the important thing to know about Urgot is that you can only toggle your W at level 9, so you have to get level 9 in order to toggle it. But once you have it leveled up, you can see the 1, 2, 3, turn it off, turn it on, 1, 2, 3, turn it off, turn it on, 1, 2, 3, turn it off, turn it on, 1, 2, 3, turn it off, turn it on. This helps you DPS towers quicker. This helps you do more damage in teamfights. The basic combo you're looking to do with Urgot is either to ult after you land your Q to secure the slow first, or the other thing that you're going to be looking to do if you want 100 to 0 somebody is you're going to be looking to land your E, flip them, Q, W, and then ult. You can also ult directly after you flip somebody. So what you'll see a lot of Urgots do, myself included, is you will see them flip directly into ult and then Q and then walk around in W. It's very important that when you're playing Urgot you pay attention to your leg passives. It is where the majority of your damage comes. If you have your W on, your W is faster than your auto attack, so if all of your legs are up, you don't want to be toggling it, you just want to be using it to proc as many leg attacks as possible. Now, Urgot's ult also has a fairly long range, as you can see here. When I hover it, you can see that it will go all the way out to about here, right? So fairly long. It can be shot out of fog and get you a lot of cheeky kills that way. There's not really that many advanced combos on Urgot. Really, the only advanced combo there is there's the flash E play. Now, what you do is you're going to want to input the E command first, and then you flash. So you can do this to get directly on top of somebody, or you can use it to gap close from a larger distance, right? So it works as a gap close. It also works as a way to collect distance. Now, in terms of build, what you're going to want to be building on Urgot is going to be items that have health and items that do damage. The reason why is because all of Urgot's W's scale with his max health, and his E also scales with his health. So, and AD. So health and AD, primary stats that he wants. So a lot of times you're going to be getting any kind of boots is great, but a lot of times you're going to want to be going for Swifties or a tank boot. Then you're going to want to be looking for a black cleaver, hull breaker, maybe a Sterix, maybe a Jock Show, something like that. Primarily because this is what synergizes the best with his kit. Now, once you're full build, you're ready to go, you're ready to get out on the Rift and do some damage. An important thing to note is that URGOT's W does apply on hit effects, so 6 seconds of physical damage and applies a stack up to 5 stacks, right? So URGOT's W will apply Black Cleaver stacks. It will also apply Spear of Sojin stacks. It also stacks Hullbreaker, but then you need to toggle it off in order to use the full max damage of Hullbreaker. Otherwise, you get the 50% damage based on his W passive, right? So that's kind of URGOT in a nutshell. Feel free to ask questions about build or questions about other things URGOT related in chat. He's a pretty basic champion. His strength comes from being ranged in the top lane and being such a good scaling champion. But outside of that, that's the basics. So let me know if you have any other questions, and I will see you guys in the next one.